Ghost of Tsushima is undoubtedly one of the best narrative-driven action games to grace the PlayStation catalog. Beautiful environments, satisfying combat, and well-crafted stories are what gave fame to this beloved game. Jin Sakai has a variety of weapons, tools, and equipment at his disposal. However, one tool and gameplay mechanic is easily overlooked: the powerful music of Jin's flute, his shakuhachi. Music as a mechanic has been explored in a variety of ways in video games, ranging from the famous ocarina from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time to the guitar Ellie plays in The Last of Us Part 2. Ghost of Tsushima blends the way these games incorporate music into their overall experience. Much like Ocarina of Time's ability to manipulate, well, time and other bends of reality, Jin's flute has the power to change the weather. Jin also uses his music to reflect, like Ellie does when she plays a song on her guitar that she learned from Joel. Music is one of the most important parts of humanity as a whole. However, it also helps distinguish feelings, periods, and cultures. Shakuhachi were often played by Fukushu Zen Buddhist monks, known as Komuso, which translates to emptiness monks. These monks came from the warrior class of samurai and ronin. The Komuso believed that their flutes were spiritual tools that helped their special type of meditation. The monks played songs called hankyoku, which translates to original pieces. Each song was crafted based on the player's breathwork, which put them in a meditative state. Throughout Jin's journey, he crafted several of his own hankyoku. 4 of these songs can change the weather. At the start, Jin already knows the sun's warm embrace, which can create sunny weather. The other 3 songs can only be learned after collecting enough singing crickets. These songs are called Lament of the Storm, Shadows in the Fog, and a chorus of raindrops. These songs can change the weather to stormy, foggy, and rainy weather respectively. Each weather condition requires an increasing amount of singing crickets. Stormy weather requires 5, foggy requires 10, and rainy requires 20. Singing crickets are part of the collectibles section in the game's menu and contribute to a 100% run of the game. The in-game description of these creatures states, "Crickets are a symbol of autumn and an inspiration for many poems and lyrical works. Prized for their singing, they are often caught and kept in small cages. They can be found anywhere in nature, though some say it's best to look into cemeteries, where they sing to comfort the dead." Based on this description, it makes sense that Jin would create new songs after collecting these crickets, as they inspire him to play new melodies. Jin doesn't only change the weather with his music, he also plays notes to pay respect and reflect on those he's lost. To unlock the Dirge of the Fallen Forge trophy, Jin must play Lament of the Storm at Taka's grave, the blacksmith who created Jin's iron hook. Jin has a similar ritual when he explores Iki Island. Across this smaller island sits 9 animal sanctuaries. When Jin discovers one, he plays a song on his flute to soothe the animals, gaining their trust. Once the song is complete, Jin can pet the various animals in the sanctuary. Once Jin has played at all 9 of the sanctuaries, the player will unlock a bronze trophy called Chiyoko's Song. Chiyoko is the name of Jin Sakai's mother. As he plays his peaceful melodies to the wildlife, Jin reflects on memories of his mother. She passed away when he was only 7, and his locked away pain is released when he plays the flute, furthering the historical purpose of the shakuhachi meditation. With the Ghost of Yotei on the horizon, I think it's fair to assume that music will once again play a role in Atsu's adventure. This is made clear by the instrument we've seen her carry on her back. This instrument is a shamisen, traditionally played in theater dramas such as kabuki. Atsu's shamisen seems to be a more predominant piece of gear, and it's possible that music will play a bigger role this time around. Alongside Atsu, Sucker Punch emphasized a lone wolf in the trailer. We even see a shot of Atsu nodding to the wolf as they seem to be allies. I believe this bond will be bound by music. Shamisen are typically constructed with either wild cat or canine hide. Therefore, Atsu's shamisen may have been created with wolf hide and has some kind of spiritual connection to the wolf we see in the trailer. At first glance, this connection seems a little far-fetched, but when you take a look at how many animal interactions took place in Tsushima, I think it's a fair assumption that this is also the case in Atsu's journey. If foxes and birds can lead Jin to points of interest, then surely Atsu can have some help from a wolf companion who responds to music. As to what the wolf will help Atsu with is unclear. However, I have a few ideas. I think the most obvious possibility is combat, sending the wolf out to initiate an attack or help you in a pinch. If the Mongols can have attack dogs, then so can we. The wolf may act on its own while in combat, but I think it would be nice to have some quick commands available, similar to how ghost tools are set up in Tsushima. A good example of this is how Final Fantasy XVI allowed Clive to quick command Torgal to use specific attacks, but his hound would also act alone when not being commanded. Wolves are known for hunting, and hunting is a small but important part of Tsushima, as Jin needed various hides and pelts to craft armor and pouch upgrades. It's probably safe to say that this upgrade system will return and that our wolf companion can help us in that endeavor. Lastly, I think a musical command could involve the wolf retrieving loot or gear from places Atsu can't reach. Having the wolf make big jumps or squeeze through caves could be useful in resource gathering. All of these ideas are simply speculation based on similar mechanics we've seen in Ghost of Tsushima, and considering how developers try to expand upon what they've previously made, I think these actions are truly a possibility. It will be interesting to see if music really is the key to calming the beast, as all of these ideas could be accomplished without the musical element. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for spending your valuable time listening to my ramblings. This video was originally going to be a YouTube short, however, after doing some research, I kept writing and realized it needed to be a full video. On the topic of research, I did the best I could to bring credible information about the historical relevance of these instruments and their purposes via a lot of reading and asking my wife, who is Japanese, to explain some of these ideas to me. If there are any mistakes on my part, let me know in the comments, and I will create an annotation section in the video's description to correct anything that may need correcting. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a great one.